Okay, after much consternation and oopsing, that actually happened the first day we got it, we've gone ahead and chopped and stretched. And we've gone with 1.5 inch angle iron onto the 1x2 frame. And what I'm going to do is actually put 1, 2, 3 bolts on each corner, just to shore it up, just to make sure that nothing is relying on just these welds, my spectacular noob welding skills. And as you can see, I did not weld them on the inside, so there you go. This is our cross brace. Now I could have done 2x2 angle iron, but I didn't have any. This is what I had, so that's what I used. Now, as for the brake, because it's a pull type deal, all we did was make our own block that actually takes the place of this guy here, which basically those two went through the outer and then he went through the inner. So it works. It's actually an improvement over what was there. Now the parking brake is on. I don't have the throttle hooked up, so there's just that pawl there to release it. But you'll see that it now it's released. There's a little bit of play there, so that's fine. And when we go back, well, we have to get this guy forward. I'm going to pull the gas forward. Now the parking brake is on. And that'll actually work correctly once the throttle linkage is hooked up. So I'm on my way back to the depot to get a coupler and another threaded rod to go from here to under there. So we are going to find a rod that will thread into here. So we'll thread it on this side, and then we will have a coupler with a lock nut on this side, and that should take care of our gas. It's not something that takes a lot of pressure or a heavy load, so it's just moving this cable mechanism back and forth, the armature on the inside. So that should be fine. Now, the thing that's weird is that there is a little bit of jounce, and you'll see not a whole lot, and I suspect that once everything is bolted in, that should be fine. You know, I suspect that will probably be a little bit of sag or something in the middle, but hey, whatever. Seems to be holding right now, and that's without the bolts, which we are definitely going to put in. So the next phase after this will be to put some sheet metal over this. Obviously we have to get rid of that guy, but we're going to put some sheet metal over it. And that'll shore up our floor, as they say. And actually, depending upon what size plate I get here, that should take care of some of that sag considerably. And I don't even really think it's that much, so much as it is just jounce. So yeah. Now I did cut the pan here, so we're just going to keep this, and I'm just going to marry up to that. Obviously I'll grind that down and clean it, and then we'll put the rubber backing right over, and it'll be good as new. I'm actually going to go to, I think, Harbor Freight or one of the big box stores and get a new matte material and just trace out the stencil for all this stuff here and just extend it to one piece And then I'll do my seat frame, obviously into these. I'll just do angle iron or something for the frame. And now the front seat is the back seat, so we'll get rid of this stuff. I'm going to reuse that and just run new cable through it to see if I can still use the choke up front instead of having to manipulate anything in the back, because what I'd like to do back here is actually close all of this in and maybe put some kind of a bed or a cargo space, sort of like this, you know, something like that guy, but back here. Doesn't necessarily have to be diamond plate or anything, but you know, then we'll have the 4 passengers plus the cargo area. So it's getting there. I still have to hook up the trans cables, and I still, as you see, I didn't put that sleeve on yet, so I got to do that and a few other things. But just figured I would take a step away from the motor for a while and just work on the frame and stuff to at least feel like I'm getting something done. So, yep. It's like everybody else says in every other YouTube video. So, yeah. There we are. So I'm going to take a trip back to Home Depot and get a rod to fit this. And then we'll be done with that linkage. And I think I'm actually going to steal some cable off of my son's old bike to extend the throttle cable to reach the back. And I think there's a section just long enough that I can do that. But I'm going to have to build something out here for the cable to follow to pull this back. But that's a whole other animal for a whole other time. We're just going to monkey with this for a while. So, as you see, I have many projects going on at one time, and much to the chagrin of the wife. So I figure I'll get moving on something. I still have to reupholster this stuff and paint that and put the lights in. Actually, the brake lights. So we have the headlight on there, I believe. Yep. So there we are.